South Carolina's governor on Thursday signed the South Carolina Fetal Heartbeat and Protection from Abortion Act. It's a law that about 12 other states have passed. I think it's up to about 14 or 15 states now that either have this law or in the process of putting this law into place, so the legislative process. This is a law that we know is already facing legal challenges from Planned Parenthood. They've already said they will sue, but it's really a forward-looking law, Than. One, it's using science. It's not about faith or religion and when life begins. It's not to try to answer that question. I think we all know if there's a heartbeat, there's a life. So that's very simple. You don't have to have some theological questions about when does life begin at the embryo and the egg and the this and the that. This is, or is it religious? This isn't. This is purely science-based. When you detect a heartbeat, you can no longer perform abortion. About 14 other states have this law. Yes, they're all being challenged in court, but then what they're really doing is putting these laws in place. And thank you, South Carolina. Thanks to the state legislature, the state senate, and to Governor McMaster there for signing this, because they know they're going to face lawsuits. But the laws are really forward-looking, Than. They're looking towards that if it comes a day where Roe versus Wade is overturned, and by the way, if it's overturned, that doesn't outlaw abortion. It throws it back to the states. These states want to have the laws ready to go to say where they're going to be if Roe versus Wade is overturned. So it's not just about short-term passing pro-life legislation. It's about long-term thinking, long-term goals of this is how we will be as a state if Roe versus Wade's overturned. And states are once again properly allowed to determine this for themselves.
Yeah, Jordan, what you just described is really why the pro-abortion left in the United States has diminished the amount that they say that they want to talk about science, that they want science to lead this discussion. Because quite frankly, Jordan, science is not on their side. Science is clearly on the side of life. It is clearly exposing the radical position of the pro-abortion left. And just briefly, there are sort of two layers in this bill that the pro-abortion left has always been dramatically against, because it skews a mother's decision in the direction of life by looking at science. The first one is whether or not that mother has to be showed an ultrasound about the current state of the baby that is living within her. And even if that is the only thing that's done, that they perform an ultrasound and they show the mother almost always chooses life because it shows the life that is inside her. Now, the South Carolina bill takes an important second step in saying that if that ultrasound detects a heartbeat, which is, I think scientifically conclusive evidence that there is a life involved, then you cannot perform that abortion. I think both of those layers are very important, but the pro-abortion left has vigorously opposed both of them, and only for one reason, Jordan, because it dramatically reduces abortions. And on the first layer, it reduces them on a voluntary level. The mother then realizes that there's a life inside her, and she chooses not to do it. So good on the South Carolina legislature for passing it. Good on Governor McMaster for signing it. And Jordan, it is already being challenged in court. And I will tell you this, that I think these cases ultimately will be at the Supreme Court eventually, but this is a case that's going to go through the Fourth Circuit, and that Fourth Circuit is very narrowly divided now. There are 8 judges that were appointed by a Democrat president, 7 appointed by a Republican president. So these are cases that are going to have to be litigated and litigated aggressively. We're going to be right in the middle of them, but no matter how they shake out and go through the court system, Jordan, it is very important for states to take the lead on this, because science is on their side, and it's time for the law to catch up with them. And in the case of South Carolina, that has now happened.